This is just AMZN. On Monday, March 25th, 2018, looking back at where we started out on Friday, way up here in the high, we continued down all the way into our line at 1747. Bounced off of it once, twice, and technically a third time. I mean, the low here is 1747.50, but 50 cents is close enough for me for a bounce. And then the rest of the day, we couldn't really roll over anymore. I mean, we kept rolling over Friday. We had this massive rollover. I mean, look at this. This high wave candle breakout runs all the way up right into the support, breakdown, support, and then resistance, and a retest of resistance that we started out having. Not started out having, but ran into on Friday and rolled over sharply from there, rolled over again here, and then bounced, put in this stair step here, and then rallied and didn't quite get back up into that high. I thought it was going to roll over today and just continue on lower back down here, and it didn't. We had 30 something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 minutes of buying here, put a new high, and then from right here, again, very similar to the high here, almost the same high, kind of had a second retest of this support turned into resistance, and then from here rolled over. And so it was almost like we had kind of a S-curve here just to roll over again. And then again here, looking bullish, we had an S-curve like this, where this was the rally point. And we actually made it up past these highs at the end of the day and came up almost into these candles here. I mean, into these candles range, where we had some indecision and rolled over on Friday. That's where we got to today and then rolled over again. So a few key areas really surrounding the consolidation here. That was the resistance that we ran into today a few times. And like I said, even though it was so bearish Friday, if you're looking for more bearishness, there were a few opportunities way up here, way up here, way up here, and way up here. But nothing really carried lower except for this initial one. And then once we got into our line here, we bounced, and so looking in the daily, didn't get this one ready, had a little bit of a pullback, gap down, that then just got bought up nicely on the day. And so we have a really small, pretty small candle. I mean, bigger than some of these on our way back up. But I mean, you could consider this a bounce off of the 5. I mean, it kind of got back into it, but we're bouncing off of this line, very obviously bouncing off of this line that we've had in here. How long has this one been in here? Drawn in around June of last year. I don't remember if it was exactly that or maybe interacting here or here, but probably since June or July of last year, this line has been in place. And we had a phenomenal bounce off of that. So that would have been the place to buy today. Looking at calls, that would have been buying down here around 8. A couple opportunities to buy at 8 and just hold on for the ride. Going from 8 to 14, probably going from 8 maybe to 12 or so. Probably that would have been the trade. That would have gained, like 4R pretty easily. And then a couple opportunities to pull back and get in again. Not sure if this one would have been far enough down. This one with a stair step that's pretty sideways, I mean, gets right in the 10 by 9 range. That would have probably been a better opportunity, or not better, but better than this one, but another opportunity to get in here, looking for this to go bullish up to like 12, 13, 14. So, maybe could have done from 9 by 8 or 8 by 7 down here, going up to like 12. That would have been 4R, and then going here from 10 to 14, that would have been another 4R. And then I'm not sure if anybody would have been able to catch this open. The closing price from Friday on the 1800 calls was way up here, 12, 13, something like that. We had a massive gap down that just got bought up. And so, it's possible somebody could have been buying like at 8 or 9, just had that trade open. But I mean, it would have been really hard to have a stop in place. So that's one of those kind of risky ones that's like, okay, just, it's gapping, just going in, um, let's see, I was going to say go in the direction, but I mean, it was gapping down and it didn't go, it faded back up pretty quickly. It retested, you know, um, and when I saw that happen, I'm like, wow, that is racing higher. I wonder how high that's going to go. And then I was shocked, just like 20 minutes later, looking at it again. It's like, oh, it just rolled over right there. Man, that was a good place to short it. Kind of that afterthought. It's like, oh man, I wish I was looking to go short right there because what worked today was buying puts into the strong strength and buying calls into the strong weakness, and really going kind of opposite at key levels. Again, like the levels I said, resistance, support here that turned into resistance, or resistance here that continued to be resistance, and then support here that we bounced off of. So during the day, a little bit of bounce here. There were some lower wicks here and here, upper wicks here that, this kind of made this into an S curve. But those, we broke below that. And then we're into this area below these levels. And again, it could have rolled over here back down to this level, but you're staying pretty much above these wicks. And that was a location that we closed at on Friday and then got bought up today. So it's an interesting day. I thought it was a little bit harder to kind of have some clear trades other than going off of these clear levels. Anywhere in between was just choppy. But buying down here, selling up here, and even if you had tried to sell like right here at the same high, it didn't roll over. And hopefully we got stopped out for our loss, So it was that kind of day that just, go with the levels that were working yesterday and then from this line and forget everything else. So let's see, these are the calls, and then the puts, that initial one getting in up here, like, 10 by 9 possibly could have worked. I don't know. Getting in anywhere through here, 10 by 9 did not work. And then we just didn't really get to a good level on the puts that we pulled into something. This is 1725 puts. So let's see, the 1750, I'm sorry, the 1700 puts a little further out of the money. Had a little more consistent lows here. 5 by 4 maybe would have worked. But, I mean, that would have worked at the open. But, I mean, 5 by 4 would have only gained an R right through here, and that would have been buying anywhere in here, maybe being stopped out here, and then, getting out at 6 for an R gain. So, the 1700 puts were a little too far away. So, anyway, we will continue to look for where this is headed next. I mean, we could totally have some more of a rally back up to this point. I mean, the pullback that we had, that's quite a bit of bearishness. It continued down a little bit more today before getting bought up. I'm fine with the bounce here. It's been strong. The momentum is still good. Looks like we still have rising momentum. We haven't dropped off the momentum. We dropped a little bit of volume, but this is kind of like the recovery bounce from so much selling. We had the massive buy up on Thursday, some selling to pull back, and here we are today buying up again. So, just interesting levels we're playing with here. So continue to look for these lines. We're into this indecision area, or this no man's land again. We could move through it as quickly. We could move up through it slowly. We could chop around in here. So just look for some key levels, and we'll see what happens. So back tomorrow with another video, and hope you enjoyed this one. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.